What's up? Hope everyone's well. Let's get a picnic started. There is a bit of latency with the mirroring. The easiest way to mirror is to use the phone link, and the hell, you have to do it over Wi-Fi, which sucks. Yeah, I found out. I did a bit of research, and yeah, I found out that there's no way to use it and tether. I will have to use a different software to do that, which is so annoying because why do I have latency? But it's fine. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Everyone in Pokemon Go is hyper training their shiny Mew, whereas mine's up there behind me. Right, now before... Hey, what's up, Ken? Thank you for the resub. 18 months! How on earth? Yeah, it seems like everyone went with Mew, and I'm sitting here like, well, I would, but... But when I posted that I was doing my starter Charizard, everyone seemed to like it. I don't know why. It sort of... It went crazier than my my usual tweets. I have found 2 shiny EVs so far today, and we're now into the second hour of Community Day. A few more will spawn in very soon, because we're right on the hour. And I've got an incense running, but it will be one every 5 minutes, just so I can say I wasn't slack. I don't want to be too slack, seeming as the official Pokemon Go Twitter account did repost my post this morning, which I believe it's the second time they've done that. Oh, I know. I've seen so many people playing. And I've seen the amount of spawns and all of that stuff. 100%. That's where all of my FOMOs come from, and it's essentially that fact alone that I get extra, like, way more spawns, and it's smoother with those extra spawns. For that reason alone, it's why I changed my mind about a Switch when I get the Switch 2. So this month, when we have our Pokemon Presents, my plan is, if we get a special edition for Legend ZA, I will upgrade my Legends ZA pre-order to be Switch 2 version, and I will pre-order that Switch 2, the special edition one. If they don't announce one, I will assume that we're not getting a special edition one, because they've got to, surely. If they don't announce one, then I will get a Switch 2 at the end of this month. And I will still change my pre-order of Legend ZA to be the Switch 2 version. Let's catch that. Yeah, I did have that thought. And if it wasn't for the free Scarlet Violet update that made the game look like the way the game was meant to be played, if it wasn't for that, I would have waited until Gen 10 to get a Switch 2. That update alone sold me. So I'd be prepared for, it'll be Thursday, so it'll be the 23rd at like 1 AM for us when the presents happens. But I would say, expect a message from me. To adjust my pre-order, and that I'll be in within the next day or two to change it. Because I already have the Switch 1 version of ZA pre-ordered, paid off. Did you do the current Scarlet Violet Shiny event? I did. I did it on Friday. I did not get a Pour Me though. I got 9 shinies out of 10 outbreaks. And 3 of them were just random shinies. Totally random. Got a random Grubbin, Floatzel, and what was the other one? What's the first one I got? Bonsley. And obviously I don't use sandwiches or anything, so I was like, what's going on? But yes, I will probably, I'll do a couple of sandwiches for Dudunsparce, and then I might do 1 or 2 Pour Me outbreaks. So at the very least, I'm probably not going to get 3 segment to Dudunsparce. I might, but it's not probable. So I'll at least finish up with hopefully a shiny Pour Me. I did do 3 Pour Me outbreaks and not get a shiny though, so you know. Got everything. You need a male Pachirisu. Yeah, I decided not to go for the gender differences for this one, but the 2 Pachirisu I got off 1 outbreak were both female. And I was like, oh, I'm not that worried. But I have to say, compared to previous Outbreak events where they've only had like 3 Pokemon, you know, like 1 per region, having 2 per region is definitely nicer because it feels like you've got more to do, more to look for, but it doesn't feel like too much. It doesn't feel like it's a massive commitment to do it. So I think 2 per area is a good balance. They don't have to do it every time, but I think at least half the time they should be kind to us and give us 6 Pokemon to look for. I mean, even 4 of them would be better than the 3 that we usually get. 2 in Paldea and 1 in each of the other areas. It's super fun. Oh wow. Man, you got really lucky with Poor Me. Yeah, if it wasn't for the random shinies, I would have been getting disheartened pretty quick. When I was doing the outbreaks on Friday, I did a Poor Me outbreak. Obviously failed it, but I found a random shiny Bonsly. Then I did Dedenne. Failed it. And then on my way to my second Dedenne one, it was kind of weird. I was like zooming across a bridge, and I was like, wait a second, and I went back. Because I saw something that was yellow in the water, and Psyduck spawn in the water then. But something about it seemed off, and I went back and had a look, and it was a shiny Boizel, and I was like, wow. Well then, shit. Oh. Actually, yeah, that stream was also crazy because I got the Diamond Dust weather. I don't think I've ever seen it in game. In Scarlet Violet, I don't think I've ever seen Diamond Dust. And yeah, it was just so random. How many Gimme Ghouls? 3. I got one with the background, one of the costume ones off the coin bag. I got one of the costume ones out of field research, and I got a regular one out of the coin bag. I would have definitely have got another regular one on the day one, but they didn't have it turned on because I had 2 coin bags. I did Spotlight Hour, and instead of an incense for the hour, I ran 2 coin bags. I did get one with a background, and I got a Nundo as well, which was weird. But yeah, they forgot to turn it on. Yes, I did see they extended it for a day. No, it's still going today. Today's meant to be the last day, but we'll get it till Monday. And it's making me debate whether or not I don't use a coin bag today and I go for an hour tomorrow. Because I'm not going to get any of the costume ones tomorrow. It'll only be a chance for roaming. And that's going to be the best chance I have at getting, I don't know, a better roaming one than what I have. Yeah, I definitely think you should. The coin bag, you get 1 spawn every 5 minutes, stationary. And you sort of estimate about 1 spawn a minute moving. So it works like the daily adventure incense and go. The only thing I would say though is expect more than 30 encounters. If you keep moving, and I catch them as well for the coins, but if you keep moving, most people get closer to 40 encounters in half an hour. So if the odds are 1 in 64, and you run 2 coin bags, that's 60 minutes, you're pretty much hitting odds with the amount of encounters. Obviously still not a guarantee, but it's a good chance. And they did explicitly say that the costume one wouldn't be extended. So I'll double check times for tomorrow, but it looks like I'll probably run an hour's worth tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. Well then I'd personally recommend going into Go today, getting the coin bag unlocked and just not opening it. And then I mean, I say double check the times, but I think it's 8 PM tomorrow it ends. So then you'd run the coin bag tomorrow. And then when it runs out, send another postcard to Scarlet Violet for tomorrow's coin bag. That's the only way you can run 2 in a day, is save the one from yesterday. But yeah, they don't stack multiple days, other than doing it like that. Can evolve into Golden Go? It can. I don't know if the roaming one can in Scarlet Violet. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to. Hold on. Okay, bye. Let's go settings, connected devices and services, Pokemon Home. Good, it's full. Let's see if I've still got some Gimmigles here. God, most of those are definitely... Dang, I don't have any spear ones. I was going to say... I could send a spear one to Pokemon Home. I've got one in there currently. And then try evolve it. I've got max coins in the game, so I don't care if I use them. But that would tell you if it will evolve. You definitely evolve it to Golden Go and Pokemon Go. It's just... Hold on. Into Golden Go and Scarlet. Yes, it requires the 999 coins, but according to Gemini, Google's AI, it can. Yeah, I was just thinking, there's no reason why I can't just Google that real quick for you. So yeah, if you manage to snag a couple, like well, you'll get regular ones. But yeah, regular one and hopefully a shiny or two, then yeah. And it's so much easier to get coins in these games. Also, sending postcards to Scarlet and Violet, even though it helps you with the Vivian stuff, which is cool, but you get coins anyways. If you're currently sitting at max coins and you don't want to waste the free coins you get for sending the postcards, there is a man in Mesagoza that he's near the fountain. Yeah, he's near the fountain. He'll hold on to them for you because you can't collect more than 999 coins. But you need... That's a very little one. But you need 999 to evolve it. So So you could potentially get that man to hold on to like 100 coins for you, if he holds that much. And then if you send a postcard over, like I did one before, for today's coin bag, and I got 70 coins in Scarlet Violet. So it saves you a little bit of that effort of having to collect all the coins again. Oh, you're confirming that it can? Awesome. Well, I'd argue you're more trustworthy than Gemini. Gemini's definitely lied to me before. But I knew the answer, and I was like, this is not correct. Don't. But yeah, if you've done it, then that's two sources of confirmation for you, Ken. And honestly, this is probably the last chance to get Shiny Roaming Gimmighoul till next year, the 10th anniversary of Pokemon Go. Because we seem to get Meltan around Pokemon Day. Smeargle is only shiny for like Fashion Weeky sort of things. So yeah, I imagine outside of maybe whenever we get the Paldea Tour event, I'd say that yeah, it'll be shiny locked again. Hey, thank you for the resub, Jeremy. Keep forgetting to use your Prime sub. Hey, that's all good. I appreciate it, though. There's an Eevee there. Let's check it. Oh, you have a shiny Smeargle and Go. Awesome. I'm excited for next year. I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to get events for Shiny Miraidon and Koraidon. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll have some way of getting the Shiny Ruinous Quartet. Which honestly are the ones I'm most excited for. I think Miraidon and Koraidon are sort of a given, but yeah, I'm hoping they do something like those global international challenge battle things. You know, as long as you participate, you'll get a shiny Pokemans. Something like that will be cool. Yep. In fact, there's a good chance that at least one of them's shiny. It's day 2 of EV Community Day. That is one thing that's always made me laugh, that the Pokemon Company have no idea what a day is. Like, Community Day is 3 hours, not a day. EV Community Day is over 2 days, not a day, but also in total only 6 hours, again, not a day. In Pokemon Sleep, they have the Good Sleep Day, which actually runs over 3 days, not 1. I genuinely believe they have no idea what a day is. How long's this got? Because I have not found a shiny. I know I've also been like chatting and catching EVs, but god damn. That's not a good way to start the day. You've got to at least check all of the EVs. None of them were shiny. Bruh, that's not on. You know what I want for a community day? Dudunsparce. Ooh, we'll be sending those things to Scarlet Violet. But yeah, if you're really hoping for a shiny Gimme Ghoul, I strongly recommend doing the walking, or if you're in the car with someone or anything like that, over standing still and just having it run. Because 6 spawns is your probability of getting a shiny is pretty low. I also haven't hunted Dudunsparce in quite a while, or a couple of weeks. It's probably more accurate. With things like GoFest going on and a billion other Pokemon related things happening, I'm just like, I come home at the end of the day and I'm like, oh, because I do all the meetups and the information for the community for events and stuff, which is going to be me tonight. That does take longer than you think it would, to get all the information, get everything scheduled to post, making sure things are in the right places for people to see it. And I'm not complaining, but it's a lot of work, and then at the end of the day, after work, and I'm tired and I've got to do that, I'm like, can I be bothered hunting the shiny I'm probably not going to get? That is, technically it's a half-hour commitment. I could cut a sandwich short, but I'm one of those people that if I start a 30-minute sandwich, I kind of want to run the sandwich. And when I'm tired, 30 minutes is a long time. Or I've got to choose between that or let's jump in pocket and let's do some ranked battles and kick some people's ass. Because 9 times out of 10, people just forfeit against me. I'm like, bring it. And if I realise that I'm going to lose, I drag that out. I'm like, if you're going to beat me, you're going to work for it. It's my first time doing a seasoned thingy in pocket, and I'm enjoying it, which is dangerous for me because there's a reason I don't play super competitive games. Because I get good to a point, but then I start being against like real hardcores, and then I get oh yay, then I get frustrated, and then I start putting in real time to get good. Oh look, we've got a shiny Eevee at the same time. Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna have to download a proper mirroring software because this Windows Link thing pisses me off. What was all that on my PC screen? The fuck? It's grubby. Yeah. Right, we're halfway through day 2 Community Day, and I've got 3 shinies. Haha! Let's see the Pokemon Go app page retweet this one. Yeah, that was like really random, because I was like, out of all of my Pokemon Go tweets that they could repost, in fact, out of any Community Day Pokemon Go tweet they could have reposted, they reposted arguably one of my worst days ever, where I only, well, shiny amount wise. I only got 18 shinies yesterday, and that's purely because when I streamed it and I was wandering around the park, it was just more of a tour of the park, to be honest. Went to the Aviary, the Stumpery, the Chinese Gardens, the Japanese Gardens. Like, you know, we were exploring the park. Had to keep backtracking because people kept putting up golden lures all over the place, and I was like, oh, well, this is guaranteed coins. So yeah, I wasn't focusing hard on shinies, and oh, here we go, 14. I wasn't focusing hard on shinies, so I got less than I normally would. And it happens to be the one that they repost, not the ones where I get like 60 shinies and I barely did anything. It's we want to fly up here. At least it wasn't a dud sandwich. One's a bit but one's better than none, so I'm okay with that. I'll be more okay with it if it's 3 segment. Right, let's have a... No, that is the bag. It's not Nebby. We won't find the Pokemon in there. Yeah, look at this. On Friday. No, we didn't get Magikarp. We got Bonsly, Buizel, and then we finally got a Dedenne. The Dedenne was right after Buizel. It was, like the Buizel was random. I caught it. I was right beside the Outbreak. I jumped up to see the Outbreak Pokemon, and the shiny was there. And I was like, is this like back to back? Because they would have been both spawned at once. Like, the fuck? And then, yeah, and also got a random shiny Grubbin. I was like, I don't know. That stream was just different. Ooh! It's got the ironic mark. Hyper Drill. Right, there doesn't appear to be any EVs around, so that's good. And now we go to the bag. Ooh, piece of candy. Moment of truth. Nani? And we're all about sustainability here, so we don't waste our Herba Mystica. I also have suspicions that the Community Day ticket for this EV, I know it's classic, which is a bit different, but I got the ticket for the prospect that the evolutions could be shiny in the ticket. They're not. Now, I was only going to purchase the Jangmo and the EV ones, knowing that they could be, the evolutions could be shiny. And I did get a shiny Komodo during the Jangmo Community Day out of that ticket, which was crazy because I was like, oh, that was literally the evolved shiny I wanted. Because, you know, I'm Komodo, that's Komodo, it evolves from Hakamoo. Haka is the New Zealand thing, like it's, yeah, it's me. Um, but yeah, got the EV ticket, checked all of the evolutions. I did get a shiny out of the ticket, but it was a 2-star EV, which is, but no evolutions, and I was like, but I haven't seen any reports. Profi was telling me yesterday that she doesn't think that the shinies are enabled in it because she also hadn't seen any. And I was like, well, I wasn't going to buy the Quaxley one anyways, but now I'm definitely not buying the Quaxley one because I'm just like, nah. You'll get your $3.50 for cool community days. I don't care if I get a shiny Quaxwell or Quaquavel, like, yeah. Now, if you do a Dudunsparce community day, and you know both 3-segment and 2-segment Dudunsparce are encounters in it, and they have the chance to be shiny, you'll get my $3.50. 110%. And that's a community day. I'll just go crazy. And every week I'll be sending shiny Dunsparce over to Pokemon Home and seeing if they evolve into 3-segment. And if they don't, then I'll do it again the next week. And I know that even though they haven't unlocked like the Dunsparce in Go, I do know for a fact that previously caught shiny Dunsparce brought over to Scarlet and Violet can become 3-segment. And yeah, one of my friends confirmed that for me. He was brave enough to send over and evolve them ahead of time, and he was lucky enough to get the 3-segment on the second evolution, so. Oh, Ken, if you've got the Switch 2 version of Scarlet Violet, you know when you've got a Union Circle thing running, no, it's blue. You've got a Union Circle thing running, you can see your friends on the map if you're near them, but in Area 0, it gets weird, so you can't see your friends unless I think one of you's in a battle, and the one in the battle can see their friend running around, but other than that, you can't see each other. I think that's the condition. In the Switch 2 version, can you see each other? I mean, it's not super important anymore, but I do remember early days where we would, you know, bring people to our own game versions Area 0 so they could get the exclusive Paradox Pokemon. You had to be near them to Well, you had to be near the host of that world to get that version's Paradox Pokemon to actually spawn. But obviously, you couldn't see each other, so you had to like be constantly describing where you are and. It was a mission. Oh, you haven't tested it out yet? Ah, no stress. I figured it would be worth asking at least. Right, let's pop off with a 4 shiny sandwich. No, you're not pink. I can see your eye rings. Why am I questioning that? I'm also guessing... no, they won't. No. No, I don't believe they will either. But I won't be doing any streams of Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2 until I have a capture card. Which I could be onto it and just be sussing out now. I'm going to get an inbuilt one. So I can easily run 2 switches at once. Because my Switch 1 is an external one, so I have my monitor over that side. But a Switch 2 being inbuilt, I would just use my PC monitor. Which is okay with me. I've got 2 monitors. And yeah, because I do want to do... I don't know how it'll work because both... Well, all of the Switch and Switch 2 games require some amount of focus and doing stuff to get things to happen. But the goal is to sometimes do dual hunts. Hunt in different games at the same time. The Legends games would probably be too hard to do that in because they are action RPGs. Yeah, to achieve anything you have to be doing something, so it requires paying attention. But I did think, I was like, well, maybe I could run... I could get like a heap of spawns going in like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee on the Switch 1 and have that just sitting there. And I'm just flying in the air above the spawns and then doing like outbreaks in Scarlet and Violet on my Switch 2 and going, right, let's get some shinies, you know. Thinking about doing stuff like that. There isn't too many like interesting shinies in the Let's Go games, but I think the game's still pretty, and it's still cool seeing the shinies spawn in the overworld and all the auras around them. And as like a side game, sort of like what I'm doing here with Pokemon Go. Because I'm not really doing anything in Go, I'm just waiting for Eevees to spawn and then... So that's sort of the idea I have for dual hunting. But we will see. I have to get an inbuilt capture card, and I also need... I'm going to get one of I forget the name of them. It's like a USB. I'm going to get extra USB slots for my PC because I'm using all of mine and I have lots. And I just want more. 5 or 6 more, perfect. I'll be good for a while, I think. Getting the ball. I also have some amount of expectation, not expectation in the sense that this must happen, but in the sense that I expect that next year, being the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, we might get quite a few more of the shiny locked Pokemon available. So how I see it is we'll probably get another Margina event in Pokemon Home. It'll probably be for the Pokeball one, the original version Margina, but shiny for completing the Pokedex up until the end of Gen 9. Because I believe it was up to Gen 8. If you had it completed, you could get the Pokeball Margina. So we've got another generation to get the shiny. And for the 20th anniversary, it was like the year of the mythicals. So every single month, they'd have events for mythicals. I do think that they'll do that again. Whether or not some of those will be shiny, I guess we'll find out. But there's a lot more mythicals now than there were 10 years ago. Like a lot. Because that year of the mythical did every single mythical Pokemon except the Gen 6 ones. Because this was in... Was it still Gen 6? I can't remember if it was still Gen 6 or just about to be Gen 7. It was Gen 5? You sure? Yeah, they did it up to the they did it up to the 5th gen of Mythicals and only missed. Yeah, it was 2016. But they missed. No, it must have been the ORAS. So it must have been the year that we didn't have a game. So the year before Alola. Because the only mythical we didn't get was Deoxys, and the reason for that is Deoxys was an encounter as a part of the post-game story for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And I think that's the case. But yeah, it had all of the mythicals up until the end of Gen 5, and obviously not the latest generation, which would have been 6. So they could definitely do Gen 6 through to 9. how many is there? There's, what, 3 and 6. Margina, Marshadow, something else. Can't remember what the other one is. I think it's only Zarude for... Yeah, it is only Zarude is the only mythical for Gala, but there are 2 forms of it for some reason. Zero Aura, that's what it is. They have already given that out shiny, but they'll... Yeah. That's right, it was Zero Aura. So it was 3 and 7, so that's 6, 7, and then Gen 8 has 1 as well. That's Pecharunt, provided we don't get another mythical. Now, if there's another mythical for... But it also depends, because in Legends Arceus, they allowed us to capture the mythicals from Sinnoh, or Hisui. So it's probably not... It's probably not too far-fetched, Pokemon puns, that we would get to encounter Volcanion, Diancie, and Hoopit. Probably not able to be shiny though. And that's where I wonder if we will get access to them shiny. Next year, like way next year, but as a part of the 30th anniversary, you know, doohickey. Yeah, I feel like I do remember something like that, but I was never sure exactly, you know. I mean, they've done crazier like, we got Enamorus, right? I mean, it's not a mythical, but it's a legendary. We got a new legendary Pokemon for Legends Arceus. That's tied to the Generation 5 region legendaries, and is about Sinnoh, so I'm like, already established regions. So I don't think it's too crazy to think that maybe we'll get a mythical that ties on to, or is given to Legends ZA ahead of Gen 10. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, true. Could be the Galarian birds. I genuinely believe it was very rude of them to put a heap of legendaries in these games and shiny lock them all. Only 2 of them had never been available shiny before, so it's like, why? And they're not a part of the main story. It's like, that's... I know Pokemon likes to break their own patterns sometimes, but that was not the pattern to break. As a shiny hunter, that was not the pattern to break. I wanted my shiny Glastrier and Spectrier, and I was more than happy to reset for them. If I could do 9,000 hard resets on a Switch for Arceus, I can hunt both those horses. Nope, shiny lock. Oh, come on, man. Pokemon Go's not going to give them to us till they're available in the main games. But I do have to say, Ken, if they do serial code ones again, and they're like, it's one code. If you have, I don't know, Pokemon Scarlet, you get shiny Spectrier. If you have Pokemon Violet, you get shiny Glastrier. I may be requiring your services to smuggle 2 codes, even if it's 1 per player, because I wanted both of them, and I'm Fithel. Plus, I'll bring coffees in for the staff just as a bribe. Hey! I have been meaning to do that, and honestly, for the Legends ZA launch, I know it's not a midnight thing, but I will probably be in contact ahead of time, and I'll bring you guys in maybe some food and some hot drinks. Dealing with all of us thirsty Pokemon nerds first thing in the morning. Because I've got 5 days off in a row, and whoo, I'm gonna go crazy. Oh, you got the time off too? Oh, so you'll be waiting in line like I am. I mean, you might get a little bit more priority than me, but yeah, essentially you'll be, you know, if you're allowed to go in this, you know, before the public, you know, shh. Just, you know, if I happen to give you my EB card and you happen to walk out with my stuff as well, you know, it's after midnight. Legally, it can be sold. No, I don't know. Oh, mine's paid off. That'd be easy. I was about to say, I mean, I don't mind waiting like the rest of the public. I mean, it is fair. But I mean, if I can get it early, then. Yeah, I'll be streaming it pretty much as soon as I get home. We'll be jumping on, and I'll probably run the day one update, because you know it'll have one, while I'm setting up the stream, and then we'll be locked in. I'm an oh, the I word, ooh. I don't like that word, and I don't like it because I act very silly a lot of the time, and I don't think that I should be considered an influence of any sort. But yeah, I mean, we could talk about it much closer to the time, but yeah, if I end up having to go in early for whatever, you know, if I can get a little bit early because I know people before the general public, then I'll head in earlier, and I will I'll bring like Macca's or something in for the staff that are working. So actually, that might work out a little bit better while they're preparing for the staff to come in. Maybe they can have a quick snack on the side and a nice hot drink while preparing to open the doors. A bad influencer. Yep. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. I mean, obviously my kids are influenced by me. And given how much they're very similar to me in a lot of ways, I'm like, you guys are so much younger than me and you're almost at my level. I'm like, whew. Well, no, I think, my daughter's an absolute savage. But it's never mean stuff. Like, she's not a bully. It's quite intelligent, and there's very quick wit with a lot of her. Some of it's just subtle digs at me being in my 30s, but she likes to say that, oh, I'm going to be 40 soon, like, you know, those sorts of things. But like saying I have 2 extra chromosomes because I'm a potato is quite not the sort of joke I'd expect from a 13-year-old. I'm like, you guys don't even have designated like different science classes. You just have a science class at school. I'm like, what the hell? So it's not so much that my kids are doomed. I think the world is doomed once they gain power and influence. We will be run by supervillains, and it'll be my kids. Every time I look at chat and I see the word bad influencer, all I could think of is the movie Bad Santa, and I'm like, fair. I'm the same, just without the drinking and drugs. I don't do that stuff, but true. Yeah, even my son's a little bit young for that sort of stuff, but because, you know, politics is at the front of the news, we get all the American politics, obviously all of our local or national New Zealand politics. Even my daughter's like, why are they doing this like this when like this would be, and it would also save over. I'm like, yeah, that's why people don't like politics, because the people that get voted in tend to be the more charismatic ones and less of the really good thinkers or their career politicians. And when you go into an echo chamber of your party thinks that way, and that's how we all think, then nothing gets done, which is why nothing gets done here, because our Labour and our national government are, oh, well that's shit, but it's a shiny. Yeah, both sides of our government are so stuck in their own ways. We literally need like another more middle ground party that takes both those sides. Yeah, but it's not the right number of segments. I actually keep saying to people, I guess for international listeners, we don't have a left and right like America does. We have a centre left and a centre right. So they're actually a lot more similar than they would like to think they are. But they always have to form coalitions. So the centre right has to form coalitions with a lot more further right, very far right, and left the same for their side. And honestly, if our Labour and our national parties formed a coalition with each other and took the good ideas that both of them had and sort of pushed back a little bit on some ideas that are a bit questionable, I think something could genuinely get done. Because there are great politicians in both parties, but it's the dumb idiot ones that have all the voice and power. It's like... yeah. That's my take on New Zealand politics. Get rid of the far left, get rid of the far right parties, stop giving them a voice. Because half the time they backtrack on what they want and they don't know what they're doing half the time. Or they just push agendas that piss everyone off. It's like, let's stop that. Let's meet in the middle and get two centre governments on both sides together. And do something. Let's build a house or two, like, oh. I don't think our government's built a house since the 60s. Crazy. Well, At least we can say the sandwich wasn't a dud. Unfortunately, it was a spawn that I didn't want. So let's hope maybe... Ooh, we might get one. Maybe. Optimism, we're going to get one. We're going to get one more shiny out of the sandwich. If I don't get one more off the sandwich, because 215, I know 2 shinies is like suck for an hour, but I might change over and I'll do a couple of pour me's. Or I'll do at least a pour me outbreak, and we'll do it till we at least get a shiny. If they do that, they should do it for Sinisty as well. Although, while Dudunsparce and Tandemaus would be an amazing idea, and honestly, even if I don't get the Family of 3 or 3 segment during the events, it would be one of those events that I would be like, right, put in my Pokemon Scarlet, let's get this event, and then just leave it. So that I can always go back to it. But, with Poltergeist and Sinisty, you can get outbreaks of them. And the outbreaks of them are only, like, the authentic versions. Because that's how I got mine. The Poltergeist... Oh, look, I did get one! Ah. And now we're looking at Golden Go Butt. Thanks. That's exactly what I wanted on my Sunday afternoon. Golden Go ass. Yes, so you're going to be slightly annoyed if you have put these in game. They come up as a different form, which also means that they're a different outbreak. So if you've never had an authentic Sinisty in Scarlet and Violet ever, then the outbreak will actually appear as a question mark on the map. And every single Pokemon in that outbreak will be authentic. But the converse is, well, the opposite is also true. And if you get a regular Sinisty outbreak, they will only be regular Sinisty. They will never be authentic. And obviously the same about Poltergeist. So if you see a Sinisty or you see a Poltergeist outbreak, it's worth going to it, checking, just catch one. If it's the real version, then they'll all be that real version and it's worth hunting. Otherwise, you can ignore it. Oh, and it's done. I did raise that number, cool. Right, we'll fly out here. And then yeah, I guess we'll go do some pour me. Right, we'll just check them in here. No mark, no mark. Remember moves. And then I just have to move the one out now that I've checked them both. Oops. Oh, no, I need the bag. I need the bag. Nibby! Right. Right, I've got no incense running. Eevee might spawn, but I'll wait till this is. that sucks. But it is to be expected, I guess. I actually have I have a Dunsparce outbreak. But that is the interesting thing about Mousehold and Dudunsparce. So Mousehold is in raids, and same with Family of 3 Mousehold, they're in raids. But they have 0 spawns in the game at all. So they will never outbreak. But 2 segment Dudunsparce does spawn in game. So you can get a Dudunsparce outbreak, but it will always only be 2 segment, because 3 segment Dudunsparce does not spawn anywhere. Which, honestly, is so dumb. I'm like, just give me the outbreak, man. Like, make my life easy. Even though this is the Dunsparce is the easier of the 2 to hunt. Alright, let's leave this area because it's quiet as hell, yeah. I've got it there, but it's in lag tree thicket, so I'm probably not going to bother with it. Oh, awesome. I think I got mine the same way. So it can be shiny through the raid, but for starters, you've got to find the raid, and then you've got a 1 in 4,105.3 or something chance. Like, it would be better just to leave that to chance, and maybe you get it instead of hunting it that way. Ah! I'm gonna crash. There we go. Watch, there'll be a shiny Pawmi right off the bat. No, you're black-backed. It looked a little bit weird from a distance. I was like, you know what? It's not going to hurt me to check. Yeah. Not shiny, just normal. Yeah, I think mine was through raid. Well, here I am trying to turn these things off on my stream and hoping that... There we go. No point leaving them up if we're done for that for now. Although that involves... Maybe I should change my stream title then if I get rid of it. We'll just leave it. But I did decide that I definitely... Well, at this point, because I'm going to get a Switch 2 this year, I'm definitely not going to do the Mousehold hunt until I have a Switch 2. It'll be smoother, there'll be more spawns, and it's the hardest one by far. I'd much rather just at least get more spawns out of it. So it's less of a drain on my life. Because now that I have the roaming Gimmighoul, I'm back to only needing 3 segment Dudunsparce and Family of 3 Mousehold for my Master Dex. Until Legends ZA. So yeah, all I need is a Switch 2, and we got the shiny. All I need is a Switch 2 and the time to do it. And I've got until Gen 10. Yay! We got them all now. I would run another incense, but I intentionally ran an incense in Pokemon Go like 1 minute. There we go. I don't know, it lagged for some reason. You didn't miss anything. I intentionally started an incense 1 minute before the Day 2 Community Day started because they're currently running for 2 hours. And I was like, well, a 2-hour incense is much better than a 3-hour incense when I don't care so much about a heap more shiny Eevees. I'll still finish the outbreak. I figured it was better because then I can just, if I end up going out and running a coin bag, or I end up going out for whatever reason before 5 PM when it ends, I can run something else like my daily incense. I'll still get Eevees, but I'll also get other things, and you know, that's probably a little bit more fun. I have got, how many have I got? Let's have a look. We've got 45 minutes left. I've got one. I've got 3. I thought I had 4. No, I've got 3. I got 1 on stream and I got 2 before stream. There you go. Yeah, we're balling today. But I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, if anyone is planning on doing the Mousehold hunt, the northwestern part of Kitakami, that like dry... Oh! Shot his skid. Yo! But that's what you want? Hell yeah. I hope someone's phone was up loud for that, because I was intentionally quiet waiting for it. Oh, I'm being invited to a Shadow Bridge of Steel. Do I want to do that? Oh, I don't have any remotes. No. No. I bought that stupid EV ticket yesterday, and there was no chance of shiny evolutions. So, to spite them, I'm not going to spend money on remotes for that. If you make every Community Day ticket have a chance to get all the encounters shiny, including the evolved ones, I'm more likely to pay for that because I stream events like Community Days and it adds to the content. Otherwise, no, it's getting lower. I might have a look though. I'm not going to do the Dudunsparce outbreak because it's in Lagtree Thicket and I just cannot be bothered. And last time I ran a sandwich on stream for a Dudunsparce outbreak, I wasn't getting shinies off it, and I think I tried for 2 sandwiches. I was just like, nah, this sucks. I was like, nah, this is... Area 0's better. But if I've got another outbreak that seems pretty cool, then maybe we'll do that. I do have the other The other, whatchamacallits, the other little electric rodents already. So I probably won't do those, but any other ones? We'll see. I've only been live an hour and a half. An outbreak's another 20 minutes. Like, could be 20 minutes for another shiny. Yeah, when I first read your message, Ken, I was like, wait, you've got like 2 outbreaks side by side, like super close, and you've got the Skiddo, but then I like looked a bit harder. I was like, wait, that's just totally random. It sounds like the Bonsly I got while I was running through the outbreak. I like turn around and there's this little Bonsly running into the side of the cliff, like it's trying to run away from me, but it's running into the cliff, and I was like, well, shit, because I mean, it's one of the most obvious shinies ever. And also, if it ran in any other direction, like, there's a good chance that I just would not have seen it, and it would just run straight out of frame and despawn. When they did the Rellor one way back, a random brown Rhyhorn ran into you. Yeah. In Mother Russia, you don't hunt shinies, shinies hunt you. Also realised that was the most terrible, probably closer to South African, and even that would still be a terrible accent, but a very bad accent. I can do a bit of Russian than that. It's like that old meme of, yes, Veluza is, and I have received confirmation that while extra spawns is great, there are times when it's not, and Veluza is one of those times. Because more spawns means more Veluza. More Veluza means more of getting nothing done just because you just want to, like, go like right here. It's like 5 meters away. You've got to stop every 3 seconds because you get hit by a fish. Oh no, they're dispersed. No. All right. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's another cool outbreak. We'll check this Pawmi first. Oh, look at it. Oh, no mark. Hey, it's all good. Yeah. Also, I imagine when you're hunting outbreaks in specific spots, like let's say a land outbreak right next to water, you've also got to contend with all these extra random water spawns that you don't want spawning into the overworld when you're trying to hunt this land-based outbreak here. At least with Tauros, I feel like because you've got more maneuverability on land, it's easier to get around Tauros as a pain in the ass land spawn, whereas yeah, Veluza. Whew. I'm sure there's other Pokemon like that, I'm just not thinking of them. Wingull is not an exciting outbreak, nor is Chansey, nor is Snover. And we've already done an hour of Dudunsparce. Let's see what else there is. Volbeat, Corfish. I was about to say Putchery. Okay, Annihilape's cool. Annihilate is cool. I think we might do Annihilate. Trapinch, Slackoth, Reuniclus. No, I think Annihilate. Reuniclus we've actually done on Fortune Fridays before. So I'm just like... don't care. But this will be last outbreak. Is it up here or is it on the next level? I think it's on the next level. Oh no, we've still got to go like... what the fuck? I don't want that outbreak. We've still got to go like round. Oh, it's here. Oh. Actually, this is probably a great spot. Oh my god, yeah, look at them. Oh shit. And the Primeape is what runs into me. Yeah, the inside the mountain spawns suck. Like the fact that that's coded, that can happen, annoys me greatly. Oh, you are going to attack that. I thought that might have been a Terrapin. Is that? It's very blue. It is the shade. Okay, right. Right, can you get this one? Because he's... they don't like that I attack the bro. Look at the leg! Look at the leg! Yo. Hey, you mock it now with your Switch 2s and your flashy pants 4K nonsense. I tell you, this will look nostalgic. One day, we'll go back and look at this and be like, wow! And we badmouth this is so cool! Like we do with like Gen 1 and like 3DS games. Not gonna lie, a shiny Annihilate would definitely hit different. Is its eyes a different colour? I'm not sure. I know it's blue instead of like a blue-grey, but... no, I never saw it on the 2DS. I only ever had 3DS and new 3DS. But Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon in particular, that pushed. Sun and Moon pushed the boundaries of what that could do. So I'm not surprised, given that the 2DS is the more affordable option in the 3DS family of systems. See, like some of these are grey, and then you go look in some of these lightings, I'm like, oh, that's blue. This rain is exactly why I was like, I'm not doing the Dudunsparce outbreak at all. Because if the weather goes the wrong way for me, it'll be worse than this. Yeah, it's one of those, like, the Pokemon fan paradox. You hate every game until it's like 2 or 3 games old, and then all of a sudden that was peak. Like, you forget that you hated it or something. Like... And it's like I keep saying, I've never played Pokemon for exceptional performance in gaming, because it has never been the case. Is that an excuse for unpolished games like what this was at launch? And no, is not an excuse. But I'm just saying, people are allowed high expectations, but sometimes they're a bit too high, I think. That's why everyone loves Legends Arceus, and I think it's one of my favourite Pokemon games ever. Has that game got good performance? No. Not at all. And pretending that it does is copium. You skipped Diamond and Pearl and got Platinum. Oh yeah. See, I never played them. I only played Platinum. And yes, the Blissey getting one shot from full health. Ooh. Look at this little one. Look at the 2 little ones. Oh, they're just babies. Oh, wee. 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 Honestly, it would be hard to pick an honest top 5 favourite games, because there are, like, great games. In fact, like, probably not necessarily my top 5, but, like, pretty up there. Like, Scarlet and Violet are good games. Obviously, Heart Gold, Soul Silver are peak. Generation 5 in general is full stop my number 1, but yeah, Generation 5 gets hard if they're like, pick your favourite game. Because then I'm like, well, Generation 5 is good because you had Black and White, and then you had Black 2, White 2. Whereas they're made better because they go together. I've never played Fire Red, Leaf Green, and I want to. That's why I'm one of those broken record players of people who are like, give us Gen 3 on Virtual Console. I want to play Emerald, and I want to play Fire Red, Leaf Green. I've never been to the Sevi Islands. And I've only played Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. That's my only experience with Hoenn. And they are amazing games, but apparently Emerald is, like, so good. Oras is the best. Better than Emerald? Yeah, come out from the bushes so I can look at you and see how blue you are. Look at this dude under the tree. He's like blue as hell. Bet you he's not shiny. See? Because this isn't Fortune Fridays, I might be inclined to just get the Outbreak into the last phase and then just try get the shiny. Oh, I can't be bothered with sandwiches, but, you know. I mean, Oris was great. Honestly, if we didn't have Sun and Moon first, and Sun and Moon are good, don't get me wrong. If we didn't get Sun and Moon, but we got Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I would say that most people would stick that near their top Pokemon games right next to Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But because the first third of the game is the same very long tutorial, like copy paste exactly the same, other than where you pick your starter, it's there's no difference. Honestly, I would say if it wasn't for that, and that we got Sun and Moon a year before, it would have been amazing. See, that looks bluer, but then I'm like, is it? The rest of your body's not that blue. I'm sure the shiny will like be super obvious to me when I get it. Really hoping means classic Pokemon collection. Literally. That's what I think. I think we'll get them next year. Even if they make them available as like virtual console, but you have to have the expansion pass version of Nintendo Switch Online, fine. Fine. I have it anyways. Like just... I'm willing to pay for it. Nah, because you're too similar. See, I changed the lighting and all of a sudden you're both the same colour. Yeah, Z-moves weren't as exciting, and giving Necrozma an Ultra Necrozma form due to a Z-Stone, while it's cool, while Ultra Necrozma was... like, for Pokemon, that was like the first... I think that was the first, like, oh my god, what the fuck? If you weren't, like, ridiculously over-leveled, you're like, oh, okay, righto. And it was cool, you know, you walk up the stairs and there's this epic, like, Pokemon standing there, like, it was cool. But yeah, I'd say Z-moves are probably the least cool gimmick. And, you know, Z-moves coming right after Megas was also probably... oh, yeah. You just said that, especially after Mega Evolution. Yeah, I agree. There was too much of the same as Sun and Moon, which is all a timing thing. Alone, as its own game, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are amazing. But if you play Pokemon games in order, how a regular player would play them, I can 100% see why people were just like, ugh. Like, this is the same game. Which is the same reaction people had when we got Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Yeah, it was done up, but when Pokemon fans hear the word remake, what we're actually getting is like an updated, like, remaster, like with all the current, you know, new gen stuff as well. You're like, as a complimentary, you know, because I only played Platinum, and I love everything about Generation 4 except the gameplay. Playing through Generation 4 for me, or playing through Platinum for me, was so boring. It didn't feel engaging, which surprises me because, like, Pokemon lore is like, oh, I live for it. Are you two the same color? You are. Right. And like all the Pokemon are cool, all of that. It was just like, oh. Which is also why I didn't enjoy Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearl, because... And I gave it a chance. I was like, I got both versions. I was like, I'm going to play through this with an open mind, and it sucked. Because it is. It's essentially, it's the exact same paced story that I'm used to from Gen 4. Don't give me that. If you're going to drag it out with content. Because there's just gaps of little side things that actually don't add anything to the experience, really. That's the only one I haven't completed the Dex for. I haven't claimed my Keldeo, but I have a complete living Pokedex to get so that I can get a second Keldeo. But I'm the same. I'm like, oh, I've got to complete that shit. I really want Shiny Manaphy, and I'm like, how badly do I want it? Oh yeah, when I say I have every Shiny, I say I have the Manaphy and stuff. Well, yes, but because you can only get one per Pokemon Home, you have to have a second Pokemon Home account, which I don't have, but I will make one, because I don't have my second Enamorus, and I need that as well for my Master Dex. This is the Shiny, it's in the shade of the tree, surely. Yeah. Look how blue it is! Right, I'm looking it up. I wanna see what this difference is. I hope... Nah, I don't take other people's shinies. I'd rather not have the shiny than have a shiny that was caught and obtained by another person. I'm like that with events though. I think even you may have offered historically, hey, I can redeem this in my game, but I don't want it. And I can trade it to you. I'm like, no, I want the serial code. I want it redeemed in my game. I don't know. I've been like this since... Oh, that is the only difference. Although the nose. Like, those arms, dead ass look shiny. It's the nose I'm going to have to look for. So the nose is slightly more vibrant of a pink. Now, in the shade, it's exactly the same. If not a little bit darker. So it's not... So we've got the combination. The more vibrant nose and the blue arms. See, that's not more vibrant. I don't think that's more vibrant. I don't think the arms are blue either. No, they're not. Swerve! Skirt! I take your angry dead monkey and I raise you picnic spawn resetting. Yeah, no, I'm like, hey, Koala57903, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. I mean, it's a good practice for me, which I'm gonna have to, oh crap, I ran the wrong direction. What do you mean by the tree? You mean that one? Yeah, yeah. See, under the tree is the shade, which makes their arms look exactly the same as the shiny. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. The nose is slightly different. Essentially, what I have to do is I have to get any that could be shiny to come out here. And then you can, like, really see. Yeah, the ones under the tree, they just sort of... They lie. They're liars! What are you two doing here? Get out of here. The game is laggy because the grass is long. Nah. You not shiny. Your nose is the same color. Oh shit. And see how these two, oh, it turned around. These two have the same color nose. That's how I know that it's not shiny. I mean, they both could be, but they're not. Not so blue anymore, are we? Ah. Genuinely, I need the sun to come up. That would fix all of these lighting issues. Because this lighting issue is exclusive to nighttime, apparently. You crawled too far out. You're not shiny. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, little monkeys. Oh, the monkeys. Oh, the monkey. Monkey. Can we normalize running at me? Your homie wants to. Oh, crap. Well, at least I got a good look at the other one, so I can see. Remember hunting Growlithe? Oh, yeah. Growlithe during sunset also is pain. I've only got 15 minutes left. I will get some EV spawns very close to 5. But I hate how blue that looks. Right, I'm going to double check it, but I don't think it's shiny. Come on. Come on. There we go, look. Get exposed, fool. Ah. No, I don't time skip. I don't like altering like switch settings to shiny hunt. hate you. Guy in the tree. Well, you're not blue, so... And I'm pretty sure you're not. With hair. This guy just doesn't care. Oh, shit! Oh, you mean that? I mean, I could. How much longer would nighttime actually be, though? How long does nighttime run? It's half an hour, isn't it? I know that those aren't shiny. Is this east? Oh yeah, there is a globe. Man, I could kill for a coffee right now. Good. The war crimes I would commit to have a coffee. Woo. You see all these monkeys? There's a reason that they are part ghost type, because of the crimes I committed to get coffee. And that's also why they're angry. I was about to say, oh, I could remote to that Pikachu, and then I realised, I was like, no, we're not doing that. Look, you're the closest to a blue-looking one I've seen. That isn't shiny. Yay! The sun! Oh, crap! I thought I was on my Miraidon. I went to jump over it. Nope. Instead I crouch. I've got no tasks for Eevee, do I? No, I mean that is an Eevee encounter. Oh! Shiny Eevee! I don't think I'm at my house right now. Just want to point that out. I don't know what happened. I went back in and then all of a sudden there's all these spawns. I'm like, huh? Hey, I'm gonna check them. I don't care. No, I'm not. I'm down the street. Wait, no, I'm... Okay. Can you see where I'm tapping? Up by that... Over here? That's where... I'm around there. I'm not doxing myself, because you don't know where this is. How I got over here, I don't know. Oh, we're back. Try not to do that, game. I'm trying to become a community ambassador, and I don't particularly want Niantic to... or the Pokemon developers to think that I'm jumping around all over the place, because I'm not. Do they not spawn during the... Oh, ho, ho, ho. So if I go picnic... Oh. If I go picnic and redo it, and they're not there... Where do I go, Ken? Is it the Paldea Academy or the Blueberry Academy? I hope you're going to say Blueberry. Okay, well, I'm going to go here. No, I'll go to Paldea first. I'll make it nighttime. Then I'll go to Blueberry Academy. I'll get the everything can be shiny sandwich. And then we'll go back. I want the shiny Annihilate. It just sucks that it's a nighttime only spawn. I guess it makes sense. It's a ghost type, but you know. I don't even know my way around here anymore. What the hell? This will tell me. I have no intention on going anywhere near Nimona. So I'm assuming it'll be like nighttime in Kitakami? Is that how this works? I've never done this. I actually didn't even think this function was... No, she's not. The hell with that. Nimona is so annoying. For the daytime here. We'll still go to Blueberry. I would argue that Nimona is actually probably the most annoying rival friend trainer out of any game. It's one thing to moan all the time, I want a battle, but she's never good. You know what battle gave me trouble in these games? Arvin, the final battle. You're not one of those simp characters, are you, Ken? Or simp people, are you? You're not one of them. God, this is going to start reminding me of the day that everyone started... I don't know. Oh yeah? There's a person in my house I didn't know was here. They're being coffee. Thank you. I'm gonna put it here. Right, sparkling power. Okay, Hop and Ho were... Yeah, I get that. Yep. Nothing's better than Blue. Or Gary, I guess. As us anime fans would like to call him. Yeah. Yeah, see, I have no problem with Lily. Because she has character progression, she's your friend, but she doesn't force whatever the hell she's doing down your throat. Whereas, right at the start, right at the start of these games, I go, oh, I've got to battle you, sweet. She's like, do you want to be friends? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, don't be like that. Oh, you'll change your mind. I'm like, you know, If this was the other way around, just want to... They'd call that Stockholm Syndrome. No. There's no amount of extortion, torture. Nimona cannot force me to change my mind. Out of sheer stubbornness and the principle of the fact, no. Am I overthinking a character in Pokemon? Yes. But it's funnier for me to do so. Still daytime. How do you change the time of day in Kitakami in game? There must be a way. Just want to check these because these spawns are about to change. I think I have actually checked them all. Let's go to Google. Something will run into me, I'm sure. How to change. That's not how you spell. Time of day in Kitakami. Blueberry, does Blueberry have... I feel like Blueberry must have a room. Yeah, so while it's day in Paldea... Oh, so night goes for half an hour, morning goes for 18 minutes, day goes for 18 minutes, and then evening is 3 minutes. Where's the sun? We need to find the sun. It's, there. Unfortunately, that's in the east. Oh, my spawns are... Oh, come on. Damn it. Right, there will be a couple more spawns here. Is there another outbreak I can... Oh, I checked them all, didn't I? They all sort of sucked. Fine. Fine. I've got the sandwich running. What I'll do is I'll run through this outbreak. I'll just go through the outbreak and I'll wrap up the stream after the outbreak. If I get a shiny, I get a shiny. If I don't, I don't. It's fine. We have got 3 shiny Dudunsparce. Well, we've done 3 phases for shiny 3-segment Dudunsparce. And we do get a shiny Pawmi, so it hasn't been an entire waste. But I do also have other things to do today, and I didn't expect an outbreak to go for this long. But I don't want to give up and do nothing, so... With the laggy Pokemon Go and the lag tree thicket, maybe we will find the luck. Because I didn't use Herba Mystica, I will keep these ones, but I will reset if they turn into 2-segment. Because while I don't mind keeping a couple of extra, just random shiny Dunsparces, what I do mind is Dudunsparce, because they require training to level 100, and before I put them in home, and I'm like, no thanks. You have to wait till midnight for more Pachirisu. It's quite a ways away. I don't think I've done a route today, have I? No, I won't have, because this was my first buddy. Huh. Well, then I might have to run my... I'll run my daily adventure incense. I'll do a route. And maybe I'll get other shinies tonight. To go with Eevee and Poor Me. Maybe a Galarian bird? Oh, you also don't mess with your switch clock? Yeah, I didn't realise that there was an in-game method, but when you said the dorm room, I was like, well, there is a bed there, so I believe you. I do remember people complaining when the games came out, because people got so used to being able to change the time of the day in Legends Arceus, and then all of a sudden, you can't. It's a good thing I left, or I put the time, the shiny count and the Dunsparces back on the stream. Because, I mean, this technically counts. Just gotta make sure I keep moving the screen, otherwise it'll turn off. It'll turn off. Hot coffee. It's a sleepy pig. Will you be staying up on the 22nd, or getting up, I guess, in the middle of the night to watch the Pokemon Presents towards the end of the month? Or are you more gonna wait till you wake up and hopefully don't have like a bombardment of notifications before you can actually watch it? You'll stay up? It's annoying because I think it is at 1 AM and I'm like, oh. Sometimes the 3 AM ones are better because I can actually have like a short sleep. But 1 AM, like I don't normally fall asleep till like 11, sometimes 12 as it is. So it's like, oh, do I stay up for that? Like I'd rather have like a stream for like an hour. Oh, and you won't have work? Oh, you're blessed. I will. I'm not asking for a day off for that. I'd rather be tired at work. Lower. Because I probably will go live like 12:30. Probably run an outbreak while I chat, and people might join to watch with me, and then yeah, swap over, watch the trailer probably a couple of times, watch the whole presents a couple of times, and then go to like Cerebi, Twitter, Pokemon.com, sort of pull all the information that we can. And well, if you're going to be awake, you'll probably get a message from me, right? I'm getting a Switch. It'll just be when. It'll be when I'm getting a Switch. I'll know after that day. Actually, I think we have the whole roadmap for July Pokemon Go events as well. So I'll be able to work out exactly when I would get one, depending on what I'm streaming that weekend, I guess. I'll like, make sure there's one in the store. I want it. Nah. Even if you just don't have one in store, I'd just be like, well, I'll get one in, I'll order it. Here you go, here's my money. Let me know when it's here. And I'll chuck it connected to my... Oh, you have plenty right now? Excellent. Yeah, the other part to the reason why I'm holding off is because when they announced Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they announced it would be Switch only. And I'm like, okay, right, here is the first Pokemon game, a mainline game, that I can't play. I need the next system. So I was like, cool. I went out and bought a Switch. A few weeks or a month or so later, they're like, hey, special edition Nintendo Switch for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and here I am like, I just bought a Switch. The hell? I would have waited. The hell? So that's why. Hey, Psychic Fox #1, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. I'm good, thank you. How are you? So yeah, that's sort of why that was a terrible idea to try to attack that, because that's just a burrow. That's why I'm waiting till at least the Pokemon Presents. If they don't announce one at that Pokemon Presents, then I'm going to think they're rude anyways. If there is one. Like they might be like, you know, for the holiday period they release it. So a little bit later than the game, I'll be like, then at least I'll hum and ha about it and decide, do I like the look of it enough to wait that long to play my game on the Switch 2? Because I can also pay an extra $20 just to upgrade it when it comes out. It's a non-issue, really. It's the same difference as buying it for the Switch, so it's like, wow. Not doing too bad. Just got off Mario Kart to do some shiny hunting. Awesome. Is that the new Mario Kart, the Switch 2 one? Hey, nice. Got the Switch 2 on Thursday. Are you enjoying it? Yeah, I don't have one yet. But it's an intentional holding off. I want to see if they're going to announce a special edition for Legends ZA. If not, I will cave and I will get it. Because Scarlet and Violet is so much better. And I don't mind playing it with 12 frames a year, you know, instead of 60 frames a second. I don't mind, but my current main shiny hunts being 3 segment Dudunsparce and then the one after that being Family of 3 Mousehold. A smoother, more crystal clear experience coupled with a lot more spawns arguably makes my life a little bit easier, so I'll cave. But whether I get one at the end of this month or I get one towards the end of October with Legends ZA, this presents will decide that for me. I don't think we'll get a special edition for it, but we did, like as I was saying, we did get a Let's Go Pikachu EV1, and I know that's like the first Switch exclusive Pokemon game, so it's a little bit different, but you know. There'll be a Zygarde console. I do sort of think that the potential's definitely there. Oh, but imagine I finally get my AZ Floette and it's crystal clear Switch 2. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I'm not much of a Donkey Kong guy either, but somehow, even though I'm not even in Donkey Kong circles, I've actually been hearing that quite a lot. People are real excited, and I'm like, huh? Well. Yeah, same. Most of the games on my Switch are Pokemon. Other than, I've got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, I've got Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and I've got Crash Team Racing, which I was top 1% in the world on that. Just want to put that out there. I was a professional. You're on the fence with Donkey Kong, but then you want to know something? I still have not watched that last Nintendo Direct. That I kept saying I was going to watch, I never watched it. I forgot. Until just now when you said that. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't remember this. Oh, and sorry, I've got Mario Kart 8. Hold on. Let's... Oh, is that all it shows me? I've got more than this. Ooh, I've got to go to more software. Oh yeah, I've got Fall Guys. I've played Minecraft. It's not on here. Pokemon Quest, I guess. Yeah, Mario Kart 8. You can't really see it because I'm in the way, but it's 8. Yeah. In a week or two, before or after the Pokemon Presents. Actually, I'm going to wrap up the stream in a second anyways. Let's have a Google. Next Nintendo Direct. Two days ago. Reportedly soon. No date. I've also heard really good things about Persona 5. Okay, if it's before the Pokemon Presents, and we get the Direct and the Presents, and there's nothing about a Special Edition Switch 2, then I'll be very confident that there isn't one. If there's a Nintendo Direct, like the week after, or the week of, but after the Pokemon Presents, then I'll be like, ooh. Maybe I'll wait a couple of days just to see what Nintendo say, because it is a Switch, so it is a Nintendo product. Even though it's Pokemon branded, maybe they want it in their Nintendo stuff. I don't know. You want to see them new Megas. Yeah, Pokemon, they do like to keep separate, but it isn't unprecedented to have Pokemon content in their directs. It does happen, and yeah, it's not unusual. Yeah, 8 weeks is enough to probably play Persona, if you don't have other commitments. Yeah. But they do occasionally like doing some totally different marketing cycle for games. Like we were talking about Generation 7 quite a bit earlier. Do you remember Sun and Moon? We got like a Pokemon Presents every 2 weeks. Sometimes more often, I think. Like literally when the games came out, we knew everything. Like that year from Pokemon Day to game release, we were just... It was exciting all the time until we got the games and we're like, wait, now we know everything. What the hell? I want more like that, but I don't want them to show everything. The hard thing is I have seen all of the leaks. I do know what to expect in a lot of capacity for the game, but I don't. I don't talk about them at all on stream. Sometimes it's frustrating because I'm like, just give us a trailer. Show us something so I can talk about it, please. Yeah, I'm the same. I think after playing ZA for a bit, I might have a lot more energy to come back and really focus a lot of time on these last 2 hunts that I have for Scarlet and Violet. Like, if it wasn't for streaming, I probably wouldn't even do a lot of the Outbreak events because I have them all shiny. I have, like, every shiny. I don't need to, like, it's just content. I need something to refresh me so I can be like, yo, let's get this 3-segment Dudunsparce. Let's get excited about it. Let's smash this out and then we can move on. Let's get this family of 3 Mousehold. Let's have a complete Shiny Master Dex. Boom. I guess, but on the other hand, you do have like pretty much every game, and Scarlet and Violet is, in my opinion, as someone who's shiny hunted since like 1 in 8,000 odds, 8,192. Scarlet and Violet is probably the best game if you want to start shiny hunting. There's so many Pokemon, and so many Pokemon coded to the game that you can just get shinies. Whether you do outbreaks, sandwiches, yeah, Legends Arceus as well is really good. Like you don't really have to go back to the DS unless you're doing stuff like me where because I'm doing the Shiny Master Dex, you know, I need all the gender variants, I need all of the living forms that you can have. So if a Pokemon can have a different form, like, oh, Gimmighoul, chest form, roaming form, they are two different shinies. They're the same for the living Dex, but they're two different for the Master Dex. So it's like, well, there's some of those older Pokemon that it's a lot easier to get their forms in older games. Especially gender stuff, because you can use things like Cute Charm to increase the chances when you like Dex Nav or Friend Safari or... I miss the event ones though too, like the Galarian Birds, but you can get them in Pokemon Go. Like, they're not event only, I mean, I've got them. I play Pokemon Go more than a normal person though, so me having things isn't a good gauge on if you can get things, but I mean, realistically, I don't think they're all confirmed quite yet, but I think with Legends ZA, most of the Pokemon that are not on the Switch will be on the Switch, if not all. If not, I would almost 100% say that any remaining Pokemon will be available in Gen 10. And there's still nothing to say that we won't get some sort of DLC for Legends ZA. Just because we get Gen 10 next year doesn't mean we won't get DLC, or we could even get like a free extra content, like free downloadable content. Like we got the Daybreak update for Legends Arceus that gave us massive mass outbreaks. It gave us a little tiny story thing to add and then be free. Here's more ways to play the game, you know? Furfro, the elemental monkeys. Yeah, I mean, Furfro was gonna be confirmed. What else isn't on the Switch? Does anyone know? I feel like there's more than just that, but there's not much more. Oh. Yeah, because everything else is at least coded into games. So even if you can't obtain them in the game, you could get it from someone else and breed it, or if it's a mythical, you know. That's the only thing that sucks about the Pokemon Go ones. If you have a shiny legendary from Pokemon Go, this is definitely the case for mythicals. You try put it into a game, it won't let you unless you've already put a shiny of that Pokemon into the game. Luckily, I have them all, as well as the Pokemon Go ones, so I can... Well, I couldn't put my shiny Genesect from Pokemon Go into Sword and Shield until I put another shiny Genesect in. And I was like, or it was either it had to be a shiny one or it had to be that Pokemon in general. And I was like, this is so poos. I think Tapus and Ultra Beasts need Switch. Yeah. Yes, no, they do. Yeah, to get every Pokemon, you do need to have paid for all the DLCs. But, I mean, if you're that desperate to complete a Pokedex, you're probably enough of a Pokemon fan to buy DLC for the games. Well, you would say that. Victini. Victini has not had an event since, if you don't include Pokemon Go, I don't believe Victini's had an event since 2016. I think I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, event database. This is Univer, Victini. Oh no, there was a global one in 2022, never mind. But yeah, before that, there was one in 2017 in Japan. And then, yeah, 2016. That was it. Crazy. Yes, but will one come with a black and white remake? Because we might just get we might just get an item pass and visit it on Liberty Island. Oh, I've got heaps of Victini too. Like, lots. But, like, there's definitely Pokemon that you got to spare Ash Greninja. That's crazy. If that's still on your 3DS, keep it there. Because Battle Bond Greninja still exists, but Ash Greninja does not. They want us to forget that that thing existed. Oh, they're both in home? Dang. Oh well. They still haven't fixed my my shiny partner cat Pikachu. Yes, they do register in home, and I think the form Ash Greninja does register in home, but it registers because you used it. So the form itself, the Ash Greninja form, registers because you used it in Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon, and transferred the Pokemon that did that through Pokemon Bank up to home. So it registers. That's how I got all of the Furfrou forms registered in Pokemon Home, because there's no way you can get them in. Yeah, and it will still have Battle Bond. You could put it in. You could put it in Scarlet Violet. It will have Battle Bond, and it has its own like effect that's separate. But it's just a special ability, and it will never change form again. So if anyone nowadays that gets their hands on a, oh my god, I got another coffee. What's going on? Yeah, nowadays, if I was to give away mine, or you gave away one of yours, let's say, because it's already in home, that person will never get the Ash Greninja. Well, they wrote it out of the anime as well. So that's the only gripe I have. Yeah, well, you just said that. Yeah, that's the only gripe I have with that part of the anime. That was so hype. Genuinely, hey, I'll admit this. I've admitted it on stream anyway, so I don't care. When they announced that Ash was going to leave the anime permanently, well, I shed a tear. I was like, what, 6? Changed the channel, and there was Ash. And now I'm a grown man, and now he's finally going to be leaving the anime. I'm like, it's like we grew up together, right? I watched him beat Leon, become the world champion. Shed a tear. I was like, oh, he did it, my boy, awesome. But yeah, he had all these flashbacks, and this is the gripe I have with it. He had flashbacks to a lot of things, but they changed it. It was just regular Greninja versus Mega Charizard, not Ash Greninja. Now, that annoyed me, because I was like, come now. Yes, so I believe it's still in the originals, although I don't actually own the XY series. Like, as physical copies, so I don't know. Yeah, well, I think the reason why they altered it is because we were meant to get it. So when the big Game Freak leak happened, we were meant to get another game. And yes, I did see that YouTube has the movies free to watch. X and Y was very weird, and the reason why X and Y feels empty, I love the games, but they are missing a lot, and the reason for that is because the idea that they had, coincidence, a lot of that ended up in Sun and Moon, but the idea that they had to retcon, go back, and then redo some, but the game was already set to release. That's why it felt unfinished, and everyone accepted it because we're like, well, we're going to get a Pokemon Z, right? Well, we never did. We were apparently meant to, but it got scrapped, which is probably why we got Zygarde in Sun and Moon instead of, well, all of the forms of Zygarde in Sun and Moon instead of a Kalos game. We got Ash Greninja in the demo for Sun and Moon. Yes. And they wanted a new game, not a which sucks, because what we could have had, like AZ's Floette, for example. AZ's Floette was meant to be an obtainable Pokemon in X and Y. It's not. Because it was data mined, it was in the game, it was a Pokemon you could have. In fact, people that got themselves that encounter through obviously illegitimate means, but they got the encounter. It was able to live in bank until bank stopped working. It was, in fact, they had that much intention with it, they updated the attack animation for Light of Ruin in Sun and Moon. It was different between X and Y and Sun and Moon. There was obviously a lot of intention on having these things that just never ended up happening because things got, trashed, they got retconned, whatever. And obviously the 20th anniversary was upcoming, all of that stuff. So things got dumped into Sun and Moon. Like, they never really described why Zygarde was there. You could, at a stretch, be like, oh, because the Ultra Beast attacked. But is that actually the... I don't really... Yeah, so it's... X and Y is one of those really, really, really odd ones. And I think all of this stuff happening at once is why they decided, you know what? Let's get rid of Ash Greninja. And this isn't a spoiler really, because they've retconned it. I've seen the leaks for what's been available for Legends ZA. There is no Ash Greninja. I'll say that much. From what I've seen. So as far as I know, we're not going to get that. The DLC exists. I feel like the original plan was to give Battle Bond as a special ability to all three starters, and all three starters would have this special form. I also think the fact that it was only ever officially called Ash Greninja, and not just like an ancient form of Greninja, because they're like, oh, it looks like Ash, let's call it Ash Greninja. But going by the anime, that was a coincidence, because there was a tablet that they saw in the anime that depicted an Ash Greninja form, like way in the past. I don't recall exactly when it was meant to be. It was probably around the time of the Pokemon Wars, 3,000 years ago. Like, that was probably when that tablet was depicting. But it's proof that it existed before Ash. But because it's Ash Greninja, and now they've written Ash out of the anime, this new generation of fans aren't going to have that connection to Ash. So why would you have a Pokemon that's got a strong connection to Ash? Like, in that way, in that regard. Like, it's named after the character. It's like, well... Honestly, I feel like we're lucky that we even have a special ability Greninja still. Because they could have retconned the whole thing and just been like, sorry, it's now Protean. It's now just a hidden ability Greninja. Soz. You know. It was Fateful Encounter. Fuck me. Fuck, I shit my pants. What's up, Prince Dilly? Oh, hell. So, another wee side thing. Originally, X and Y was meant to have aliens. It was meant to include, like, alien things attacking the region as a part of the story. Now, there's nothing to do with that in Kalos, right? But if you look at Alola's story, they're not aliens in the traditional sense. They're just extra-dimensional beings instead of extraterrestrial. So I believe they all live on Pokemon Earth, but in different dimensions. Which makes sense, especially with Guzzlord being in a different version of Howley City, where, you know, it's eaten the city, you know. How am I? I'm good. How are you? I am actually just wrapping up the stream, but then we've gone down this tangent on the history of Pokemon and Ash Greninja and AZ's Floette, and, you know, they've updated things but never given us things, even though they've put the effort into reanimating moves. And, you know, Ash Greninja is a form in Pokemon Home, but it's a form that you can't obtain. It's like, well, what the hell? Yeah, it's weird. But yes, I'm good. I hope you're well as well. I did get a couple of EVs. I just sat here, ran an incense. I think I got 4 total. Hey, what's up, Shedding Skin? It was a very long tangent to avoid hunting Dudunsparce. But in my defense, I wasn't going to do any more. My 1.5 to 2 hour stream has ended up being nearly 3 hours. But yeah, we got. Hold on, let's have a quick look. We got 1. Hold on, we go shiny and age 0. So we got 4. So I got 2 on stream and I got 2 before the stream. Which I am not mad about because I've got a billion shiny EVs. I got 3 phases out of 2 sandwiches for 3 segment Dudunsparce. And because I didn't get it on when I did Fortune Fridays, I went for Paw Me, got that first outbreak. Actually, after all this time talking, it would have become nighttime again in Kitakami, and I could have finished off that Annihilate outbreak. Whoa, I'm distracted. But yeah, it wasn't. No, I've got things to do, Ken. I can't. I wasn't meant to be this late. No. Look, if you see me post it later on Twitter and Blue Sky, you'll know that I went. Yeah. You will. I've got to do my lunch. I've got 20 minutes. I've got 18 minutes to cook my lunch meal on Pokemon Sleep. Otherwise, I miss it, and it's Sunday. And at the moment, I'm sitting at a 60% chance for like an extra tasty cook. That's pretty good odds. I was at 50% this morning. I was pissed off that didn't go because I used a lot of good resources to make that meal, but it's fine. And then after that, I've got my pocket stuff coming up. It's like, oh, I need to. Even my game keeps trying to go to sleep because I'm not doing anything. We're just bantering about the history of Pokemon development. Which sounds weird because X and Y feels like it's not that old, but it is. It's 10 years old. Oh, it's older than 10 years, I think, but like... We're getting old. Back in my day, we only had 151 Pokemon. Oh! Then the kids had to be hip, and all of a sudden we're over 1,000. Oh! you never got to play X and Y. Honestly, if you can accept the fact going into it that there will be a lot of parts that will make it feel like an unfinished game, but you just go into it for the fun of you just want to play a new Pokemon game, I genuinely think you'll enjoy it and it'll be worth your time. Yeah. I remember launching stuff like that. I remember like those Gen 5 events that I used to have to travel like 2.5 hours to go collect. And I'd take like different people's like game cards up so I could get it on my DS, but it would be in their game, like the event. I took yours up, Ken. Oh, back in my day, you actually had to go on a journey to get mythicals and legendaries. They weren't just given to you. Yep, I've still got mine as well. Iconic times, I tell you. I miss it. But I am going to wrap up the stream here. It's been almost double the time I intended to stream, so that's a good thing. I guess we're just having fun, bit of bants, you know, it's cool. I don't mind. There and Home travelled from Black to Y to Omega Ruby. Yeah. That is cool. I love that. Because it is, they're from so long ago. That's why I've still got my first ever shiny that I caught in Pokemon White. My shiny Liepard. Oh, that's what kicked it off. And now I have them all. But none are as iconic as that one. Ooh. But yes, I'm going to wrap up the stream now. Well, at least got one shiny to keep. But there was 2 EVs, Poor Me, plus 3 phases for Dudunsparce. Pretty successful, I'd say. Thank you everyone for coming and hanging out. Thanks for the new follows, the resubs, all of that stuff. I appreciate it. I'll be live again Tuesday for Spotlight Arrow, which I can't remember what it is. It's Voltorb. Hisuian and Cantonian Voltorb both. So that'd be cool. Chance for 2 different shinies. But yeah. Thank you again, everyone. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.